All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. Today, we're going to be going over open house marketing and how to generate actual buyer leads, seller leads. Just talking to a client. Well, actually, they posted in the mastermind group. Was going back and forth about how he was using the tools that we're going to walk through today. Got one good seller lead and two good buyer leads from that open house, which I think is an actual minimum of what you should be doing. And open houses, I mean, one of the best ways, if you use the Listings to Leads marketing platform for social media, your database, the farm. We've also got a whole training on how to host that open house to make sure that as people are coming through, that we are going to have the best engagement possible. So we're going to walk through all of that today. Let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know, do you have an open house this weekend? All right. If you have an open house this weekend, let me know. Is it your listing? Is it a borrowed listing? There's so many awesome opportunities to generate great leads. And man, there's just a lot to talk about today. So we may go a little bit over. I apologize if we do. I'll try to keep it as close to 1 hour as possible. But go ahead and type in where you're coming in from. I did put the link to this page right here at the in the chat already. If you're watching on the recording, we are at listingstoleads.com/open house. And we're going to come back to this page here in a little bit. But this page right here, has a link to all the great marketing tools and all the things that you should be doing. And then we're going to hop into the account and actually get this stuff done. So Lisa Martin, where in Northern California? I'm actually just outside of Sacramento, not too far. Well, Northern California is pretty big. I have two borrowed listing open houses this weekend. Oh, awesome. Good. That's awesome. North Georgia borrowed a listing now. Yeah, awesome. Oh, Terry, sorry to hear that, but welcome back. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. And then Lisa, is it raining where you're at? We are getting dumped. Oh, Oroville. Yeah. You're really close. I'm right between Folsom and Roseville, right near the lake. And before, I'm telling you right now, if you are looking to get some listings fast, order. All right. We're getting a lot of orders for these. We're getting them out the door as fast as possible. The complete marketing plan to get your expired home sold. These are absolutely gorgeous. They're like magazines. Look at this. When people are going after expireds, you got people that are cold calling. All right. You got people that are maybe dropping off something in the, there are people that, maybe they got some sort of expired book that looks like it's from 1990. And when you got expired that you want to convert and you walk in with this, we had a client a couple of weeks ago, knocked on an expired and got the listing signed right there. And you can order, I'm going to put this link right here in the chat as well. Get with our support team. Our support team can get this to you. And this is actually one of the things, not the expired version, but the listing presentation that client I mentioned earlier who got a great seller lead and a couple of good buyer leads from his open house. He had the standard version, not the expired version, but the standard version. And it's just such a great way to, get those homeowners that are coming through the open house or those buyers who have a home that they're going to be selling to buy their next home. And you've got your 100-point home marketing plan from Listings to Leads sitting there. It is such a game changer. So go ahead and click on that link. And just real quickly, before we just get at it, when you order to the setup, so down here, order setup now. In fact, I will put this link also into the chat. What we will do is we're going to add an expired listing to your Listings to Leads account. It's going to be like a sample listing. And we will then create the booklet for you. Send you a hard copy. We're going to have you approve it before we mail it out to you. Make sure everything looks great. The image on this will be of an appropriate home in your area. You can even send us an image, or we can create one that would be representative of homes in your area. And it's all your branding, your colors. I mean, it's going to look like your marketing. absolutely gorgeous. Everyone that's gotten these absolutely loves the way they look. And the first people started getting them last week. And I'm excited because with the way people are dominating listing presentations, the way people have been winning expireds with listings to leads and even FSBOs canceled for years, this is going to be one of the best ways in the entire industry to start converting those expireds. And I would say you'd still want to, hey, call them up if you got the capability. You're still going to want to follow up with them, but this right here is going to cut through the noise. You're going to stand out like nobody else and actually provide that homeowner something that they're going to keep on their kitchen table. They're going to keep it on their desk, wherever it is that they keep things. They're not going to throw this away. They're not going to throw that away. Your picture, your name on the front, on the back, and every page in here. There's live QR codes they can scan. So this thing is interactive. All right. Got the beautiful domains. In this case, he's got your beautiful home for sale. Can you imagine an expired homeowner seeing just these great images, this great plan? Probably something that the previous homeowner or previous agent didn't even come close to. In fact, they're going to get bummed out that they didn't hire you first and that they wasted time with somebody else. All right. Somebody may have their phone on. You know what? Let me see. Let me make sure let me just turn my phone off. Everybody, are we good? Is the echoing still bad? Sound is echoing. I apologize. Let me see if I can turn. I've never had that issue before. Are we better or are we still echoing? Somebody let me know real quickly if you can so we can get started. I don't want to get started and have no echoing. So Grace says no echoing on her end. No echoing here. All right. Maybe no echo. All right. If you are getting echoing, I absolutely apologize. But I'm getting a lot of people saying there's no echoing on their end. All right. So let's get to it. Get yourself over to listingstoleads.com. Go ahead and log into your account. When you log in, you're going to land on the dashboard. Before I get into the marketing, let me point you in the direction of our training on how to host that open house. If you click on marketing calendar, go to presentations, open house mastery. We've got a presentation that's absolutely gorgeous. If you're a broker, a trainer, a coach, a lender, a title officer, and you do any kind of training for agents, and for all of you agents on this call, obviously, click present. And this right here is absolutely amazing. This is literally one of the best trainings on the open house, how to host an open house in the industry, I think. And one of the really cool things is we also walk through how to pick a listing to hold open. Not all listings are equal, right? Not all listings are equal. If you're going to be borrowing a listing to hold open, make sure you borrow a listing that is what I like to call in the meat of the market. So it's in a good price range, not too high, not too low. We want to be in a good price range where there's a lot of people interested. So you can look at your stats, and it's usually kind of mid-market, right? We want to be kind of mid-market. We don't want to be in a neighborhood that's maybe too far out. Sometimes condo buildings can be a little bit difficult because people got to park. They got to walk to the building. Maybe there's security. Maybe they got to take an elevator to the 14th floor. So, unless condos are just absolutely your thing, I would be a little bit, hesitant about doing some certain properties. Because again, I want to make sure that I'm holding an open house in an area that's going to get a lot of online traffic and a lot of foot traffic as much as possible. We also want to make sure that we are creating an experience. And I'm going to show you some live examples from inside the mastermind group of, and this is what's going to separate you. This is what's going to help you generate leads, because I go to open houses all the time. Maybe every couple of weeks or so, I go to a few open houses. and 90% of agents absolutely drop the ball. No sign in, no engagement, no nothing. At most, they're sitting there on their phone or they're sitting there on a laptop, and maybe they got a thing of cookies sitting there in the tray from Safeway. Not very attractive. And so we want to make sure that when, I mean, think about this. You are in the neighborhood. You are now face to face with people that are like literally taking time out of their day to come to your open house. Maybe we get a few looky-loos, but so what? Most of these people are in the market to buy or sell. And if we are not going to take 100% advantage of that opportunity and have engagement available, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, we're going to talk about how to host that open house, because there's no point in generating a bunch of leads if you're not going to engage them. All right, so we want to make sure that our lead gen game is on top. All right, so the marketing of the open house is primo, and we want to make sure that hosting that open house is absolutely dialed in 100%. So go through this a little bit later. We have a lot to cover today, so I don't want to go through the whole thing, but I just wanted to show it to you so you're a little bit familiar with it later. We've also got the PDF guide. There are certain things in the presentation, for example, open house flags, clipboards, food and drink items, and different things like that. And the guide talks about everything in the presentation, and there's also some links. So, for example, we talk about having music at the open house. Have you ever walked into a cafe or store? 9 times out of 10, there's a little bit of music playing in the background, makes everything seem more comfortable. And we want to do that at the open house, right? We want to have clipboards at the open house. And I'm going to show you some examples because it just makes everything so much more professional. And you're going to see just how powerful this is. And then lastly, there's a checklist right here. And the checklist is phenomenal. It's just a quick PDF. And it's going to allow us just to stay a little bit more organized, because there's a lot to an open house. You may not master this the first time that you try it, but every single week we can get a little bit better. And we're going to get to the point very, very quickly where we are literally generating actual buyer leads, actual seller leads from this open house. So let's get into the marketing. If you need help adding the listing or the open house to your account, get with our support team. They're more than happy to help you out. Typically, that listing is going to come in from the data feed. The open house, if you set it in the MLS, will show inside of listings to leads. If you grab a listing, all right, when you grab the listing with an open house, that will import into the system with that open house scheduled and turned on and activated, so that all you're going to need to do is come in here and you'll see the open house symbol. Now, if you've got the listing in your account and you want to set the open house inside of listings to leads, click over here where it says add open house, and you can add the open house date and time. And you can see I've got Sunday, October 26th from 12 to 4 p.m. already. I will go ahead and click the green market listing button. And right here, we got the step-by-step guide. We've got a checklist. So this is the checklist for the marketing part of it. So we have the checklist for hosting it, and we have a checklist for marketing. And both are absolutely critical. So you can take a look at that as well. And the first thing I'm going to do is the Facebook and Instagram ad. And let me bring up something for everybody, because I just did a post, and I'm going to come back to a lot of these because these are all open house related. And I wanted, check this out. 3 buyer leads and a listing appointment from the open house. All right. That's the kind of power we've got here with what we're doing. But before I show you how quick and easy the Facebook ad is to do, I did a post in the mastermind group, and I bumped all of these posts up, and we're going to review these a little bit later. And even a seller request you to sign in. I got a Canva doc that you can take. A lot of people really like it. But I want to show you how the ads work, because you may not realize that there are some really cool things in here that's going to help you engage homeowners, or home buyers, I should say. So here's an example of an ad. This could be open house, just listed, new construction, coming soon. So here's an example of the ad. And when people click the ad, notice there are two questions here that people are going to use a drop down to answer. What is your time frame to buy? Just dreaming, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, and so on. And then the second one here, would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? All right. Yes, send it. And this is the guide that's completely branded to you. So this is completely branded to you, your picture, your colors, everything on there. And they keep clicking, right? Name, email, and phone number are going to automatically populate. And they're going to click through. Now they're going to go to the single property website automatically. So automatically from the Facebook lead ad, they're going to go to the single property website. And here I've got a video playing, so it's beautiful. I've also got a 3D tour. I've got an area video, right? A lot of great stuff. This is the autoresponder. So if they said yes to the guide, in fact, you know what? Even if they say no, we include it in the autoresponder. No harm, no foul, absolutely free, regardless. But we're going to send the ultimate guide to buying a home via the autoresponder. So they can download that guide right there. And Monica, it's all done. This is done automatically. You don't need to do all you're going to need to do is what I show you here in a few minutes. But I want you to see what's happening so that as you're generating leads, your follow-up will be a little bit better. All right, a lot better. So again, here's the autoresponder that the lead is going to get. So this will link to the property website. This will link to the guide. Then so here's just a cover of the ultimate guide to buying a home. So that's just the cover of the guide. Again, your picture, your logo, your colors, everything. And this is the lead notification that you're going to get. Now, hopefully the lead will get either into our system. Well, it'll get into our system where we got email follow-up, we got AI text follow-up. So we got a lot of great things, but it can also go to your CRM. What I want you to notice here is this, what I've highlighted in yellow. Yes, the lead wants the guide. And then there's a link in case you've not seen it before. So you can click this link, download the guide, and take a look at it so that when you're going to follow up with the lead, that you're going to have a better engagement. And so get into the mastermind group, scroll down to find this post, but this will help you follow up with people a little bit better, because now when you follow up, you can refer to the fact that they got the ultimate guide to buying a home, and you just want to find out if they'd like more information about this home, or if they're just browsing for a home in the area, and find out if they have any questions about the guide. The guide is over 100 pages long. So they are not even going to be able to make it through that guide. And you calling them, for the people that are serious, you're going to be able to connect with a lot more of them. All right. So I wanted to show that to you just real briefly here, because as we do this ad, knowing how to follow up will make things a lot easier. Yeah. Well, you know what? So check this out. All I did is I clicked Facebook and Instagram ad. Location's going to autofill. Leave it alone. Radius, leave it alone. Lifetime budget. I would increase my budget. If I'm doing an open house, I want as many people there as possible. So I'm going to bump up that budget. I can edit the text. I can edit the image. I can upload a video. I can upload a Canva image if I want to. This looks great. This template is editable. But if everything is good, just click create ad. There's nothing complicated about it. Everything I just showed you, everything that we just walked through, all right, with those two questions, with the guide being sent, with you getting a copy of the guide, all of that is done for you. You could have literally signed up 30 minutes ago. gone through the Get Started wizard, run an ad, and this is dialed in. This is done. There's nothing you need to do. So Monica, yeah, you don't even need to worry about it. It's already done for you. So again, we're going to get name, email, and phone number. We're going to get the time frame that they're thinking, and we're going to find out if they requested the guide or not. Now, keep in mind, a lot of times people will say they are just dreaming only because they don't understand the buying process. So make sure you follow up with all of these people the same way. All right. I always have to tell people, and people tell me, hey, I was following up with the people that were saying they were just dreaming, and I got a hold of them, and they're actually, we talked through how to, the process for buying a home, and I connected them with my lender, and they want to get buying as soon as possible. So don't take the just dreaming, if they say they're just dreaming, as some sort of, it's a bad lead. Until you follow up, until you connect with them, all right, you just don't know. And Robert says, so if we are borrowing a listing from a coworker, we need to add a listing to our inventory. Richard, yeah. And I'll show you a little bit later how you can add that listing, but there's a green add listing button, and one of the options in the dropdown is grab. So I would click that, grab it. If it's not available for automatic grab, there is a option to have our support team add it for you. Super easy. So even if it's not available for automated grabbing, then our support team will add it for you. You can add it yourself. It takes a few minutes, but it's probably easier just to have our support team do it for you. Either way, get that listing into your account. Next up is social media post. So this is completely editable as well. Everything here is editable. I can change the image, change the text, but this will automatically post to Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and Google. And when it posts, it'll look just like this or similar based on the formatting of the platform. But let's go ahead and click on one of these here, and we can just take a quick look. So open house in Folsom again. All right, text for more information. They can click the link, click the image, and just like the Facebook ad, they're going to land on the single property website. Now, when they click through a post, there's no lead capture, right? The post is just linking here. Now, here's the thing. If you're going, I see people all the time, they post their open house and it's just text and an image. Put the link to the single property website in your post. So grab that link, and I'll show you if you want to just grab the link, I'll show you how to do that. Super easy. But I got a video, I got a 3D tour, I got my professional photos. I got Google Street View, right? Probably half, 30 to 50% of the home buyers are also have a home to sell. So they can get their home value right here automatically. And notice that I got a client review website. I've got a community video, so many great things. And just like adding that listing to your account, if you've got a property video or a 3D tour and you want our team to add it to your listing for you, just send it to support. Very, very easy to do. So that's the post. Now, a little bit later, I'm going to walk you through. We've got an entire 7-day calendar for Instagram and TikTok, YouTube Shorts. So we have a 7-day calendar for posting your listing to social media in the vertical format, whether your vertical images, vertical videos. I'm going to walk you through that here a little bit later. So we did the ad, we did the automated standard post, but we got 2 more social media tools. One is if you are the listing agent. So not if you're the selling agent, not if you're borrowing the listing, but if it is your listing, all right, you want to get this to the seller. One of the craziest things was when Dustin Fox, who wrote the book 6 Weeks to Agent Success, he was a client for years and never used this tool. Finally, he had a seller ask him for something to share on their Facebook page. He remembered listings to leads had these tools. He sent them to the seller. He got listings from it. He's gotten buyers from it. So you don't want to skip this tool when you are the listing agent. How to use it? Click the green button. If you haven't done it yet, it's going to say add seller info, but it's the same green button. Just click it, add the seller email, add the seller salutation, click send. And what that will do is that's going to send an email to the seller. It's going to come from you. They're going to think you sent it to them. And you're going to be CC'd, so you'll know exactly when the seller got it. And before we talk about the role play on this, there's also an email. You want to do both. What we want to have happen is we want the seller to put this on their Facebook page, and we want them to share it via email. And I'm going to give you the role play as to why this is so powerful. So again, here for the e-flyer for seller SOI, sphere of influence, click that green button, add the seller's information, right? Their emails, the dear first name, click send. And then they're going to get 2 emails. You are going to get 2 emails. You are then going to call the seller up. So send these out at an appropriate time. Send these out when you're pretty familiar or pretty sure that that seller is going to be around. Then you're going to call the seller up and you're going to say, hey, Lauren, Scott here. We got the open house this weekend. We got Facebook ads live, social media postings up. It's on Zillow. It's on Trulia. We're marketing it to our database. We're going to be hitting the farm area because a lot of people near you will probably know people who would love to move into the area. So we want to make sure we let the neighbors know. But we also, especially in this market, want to make sure that everybody you know knows that we're having the open house because they likely, like your neighbors, know people that would love to move to the area. And so I do not want to leave any stone unturned. So if you can post that to Facebook and share that email, that would be phenomenal. And both the post and the email are going to link to the property website, just like the ad in the other post, where they can see all the great things here and all this great lead capture. And in particular, the social media post. Now, here's the thing. When the seller puts this on their Facebook page, what I recommend that you do is you go like the post and you leave a quick comment. Nothing major. Don't overthink it, right? Like the post, leave a quick comment. Looking forward to a great open house. The post looks beautiful. That's all you need to do. Why do you want to do that? You want to do that because you will then be notified when the seller's friends start commenting on that post. And depending on the seller, you could get 3, 5, 10, 15 comments from the seller's sphere of influence. And you want to be notified when they're commenting because some of those comments you're going to want to like. I wouldn't start commenting and trying to get all, too weird on it, but I would for sure, as the listing agent, like every single comment that their friends make. Why? Because then they're going to get notified that I like their post and they're going to see me. They're going to see my name. And here's the kicker. Here's what's even so powerful. Some of those comments are going to be appropriate for you to leave a comment or maybe answer a question on. Someone, for example, may say, when's the open house? Love the photos. Looks great. All right. I didn't realize the market was so good. Whatever. But people are going to make comments that will be appropriate for you as the listing agent to comment on. What does that do? That increases engagement. That helps you generate more leads. These are people that know the seller and are some of the best leads possible for you to engage and convert. So to not get this on the seller's page and to not share it via email is an absolute lead gen sin. So right here it says, so you cannot show the seller. Well, no, Charles, right? I don't think so. I mean, no. You can ask the listing agent, hey, if the listing agent would let you, go for it. But I don't think the listing agent is going to be too keen on you interacting with their client. Now, if you're on their team, right, if you're a team member with them, then yeah, probably. But yeah, ask the listing agent, but I would not really, yeah, no, you get it. Now, here we are. We just mentioned about the fact that the seller sphere of influence via both social media and email are a very, very powerful audience that we want to get in front of for obvious reasons. The neighbors are the same thing. Somebody they know right near them has hired us to get their home sold. There is a level of authority that we now have based on that relationship. And so getting in front of the neighbors is the next logical thing and one of the best ways to generate phenomenal seller leads. So here's the deal. Nearby homeowner letter, just go ahead and click on it. You don't need to do anything except get this over to them. Because it's an open house, it's just a little bit different. I would door knock this. I would absolutely door knock this because we're having an open house. Sunday from 2 to 4 or 12 to 4, we're having an open house. And so I want to meet as many of these homeowners as possible. I would. Now, sometimes you're in these HOAs or you're in if it's a condo building, you can't necessarily use this. And again, that's why, especially if you're borrowing a listing, I want to borrow a listing that's in a neighborhood where I can use literally one of the most powerful tools to generate listings in the industry. All right. If I'm in a condo, if I'm going to borrow a listing and it's in a condo building and I can't use this letter, I'm kneecapping my lead generation opportunities. If I've got a list of, if there's like 3 or 4 homes that, potentially I could hold open, I'm going to hold the one open that is in a neighborhood that has homes that I can door knock. All right. Or at a very minimum, drop it off at the door at the minimum. Does that make sense for everybody? Now, if it's your listing, it's your listing. You got to deal with what you've got. But this letter right here, here's the deal. I'm going to print 100 copies. I've done this. It'll take you about 2 to 3 hours. Try to pick a time where most people are going to be around. Now, I know, we're getting into that time of year where it's a little bit difficult. That might be something that you have to do on like a Friday afternoon, maybe from like 4 to 6. Maybe you do it, over 2 days, like an hour each day, so that you can get that kind of, 5 to 6 time frame. Because once it gets dark, you should not be door knocking, obviously, right? Nobody wants to not, open the door to a stranger that they don't know when it's pitch dark. So I would break it up if you need to. If it's a Sunday open house, I might door knock on Saturday mid or late morning. And what you're going to do is you're going to knock on the door. You're going to have the letter. And if and when they open the door, it's so easy. And again, I've done this. It is phenomenal. You're just going to say, "Hi, my name is Scott Pierce with XYZ Realty, and we're having an open house right around the corner at 15 to Ambient Way. And I just want to make sure that you are invited to this open house that we're hosting." And you're going to give them the letter. All right. You're going to ask if they have any questions. Maybe you ask, "Do you know this home?" And a lot of times we're going to say, "Oh yeah, I know that home," or "I know the owners," or, whatever. And you're just going to ride with the vibe. So, and again, I've done this with people and it is absolutely phenomenal. It's all in the delivery. So when you door knock, take a few steps back so that you're not going to intimidate anybody. When they open the door and they look at you, smile, be professional. So I don't know that you got to wear a suit, but definitely look professional. And then extend your arm with a sheet so they can see what you're doing, and then take a step forward to hand it to them. And you're going to have some great conversations with people. All right. You are absolutely going to have some great conversations. What I would also do is I would take, and I love this one here. Check this out. A client, they printed the listing presentation, and I'll show you where this is in your account. And so he printed it where instead of the 8.5 by 11, right, he just printed it well, on 8.5 by 11, but then where it's like half size. I would take 3 or 4 of these with me, maybe 5 copies of that with me. And again, I'm going to show you where that is in your account so that if you do have a good conversation with people, that you could actually offer them your 100-point home marketing plan inside of your listings to leads account for them to have. Absolutely phenomenal. Charles, I'll be showing that to you here in a little bit after we get through this. The one last thing I want to mention about the nearby homeowner letter, this is also phenomenal if you're hosting a neighborhood preview like on a Thursday from 4 to 6. So if you're doing, and this is what Dustin Fox does and did. Notice now I said, I don't want you overcomplicating this. So, for people like I believe Monica and others, don't overcomplicate this. This is a lot easier than you think. All right. I always tell my wife, just do it. All right. Worry about all the crazy ways that you can enhance it and do it better later. If you actually just do it, you'll see how easy it is. And then you'll get some great ideas on how to make it better next time. But in the beginning, don't overcomplicate it. Do not overcomplicate this. It's not that hard. But for those of you, because I know some of you here are probably going to be doing a neighborhood preview. Again, maybe it's a Thursday night, maybe it's going to be catered. So let me show you real quickly here how to edit this letter. So notice there's a download. There's also a send, but there's also an edit. So I'm going to click on edit. Notice an editor opens up. And I can just type in here. We're having I'm going to say we're having a NEIGHB neighbors only preview open house. In fact, and if it's catered, all right, we're having a catered, and then I can, I can just format this a little bit so that we can get it on 2 lines. So I'm just kind of playing around here real quick. There we go. Looks great. I just want to let you know we are having a catered neighbors only preview open house. And let me get rid of Grammarly. And of course, make sure that everything is proper, right? Make sure it looks good. We spell all the words correctly and everything. But now this is a phenomenal invite to your neighbors only catered preview if you're doing that. Because now, when I download this, you'll notice I can download in a JPEG or PDF. PDF for open house, it's a little bit, when it's just listed, coming soon, pending, or just sold, mailing these is great. But for an open house, we don't really have that opportunity because, we don't have a 2-week lead time. And there we go, right? Catered neighbors only preview. But for 99% of you, just get that to the neighbors. We do have door hangers and postcards. But for an open house, you're not going to be using a postcard or a door hanger. So we don't really discuss that for the open houses too much. There is a circle prospecting script. I don't think any of you are probably doing any circle prospecting. If you are, let me know. This is a phenomenal script, though, if you are. So if you have RedX, you got My Plus Leads, you've got Active Prospect or any of the Prospect Boss, right? Or some of the companies that have like the dialers and all that kind of stuff, and you can buy data. This is a phenomenal script because, again, I'm investing 2 to 4 hours, probably 4 hours of my time on a weekend. I'm telling you, I want as many people there as possible. So I'm going to do a little bit of extra work. And can we target mail these instead of radius mailing? Yeah, Richard. Yeah, you can buy a list from My Plus Leads, from RedX. There's a lot of services that you can buy a list from. But again, for an open house, you're not going to be worrying about that. I think for an open house, trying to do a mailing would be a little bit difficult. Would door hangers be good? Yeah, but Diane, the only thing about door hangers, unless you've got a line on it, is door hangers take a while to get mailed. I've actually looked up door hangers, whether it's from Express Copy, who we partner with, or, even other firms. And, a door hanger, that can take a while to get mailed. Like, I can order postcards and get them shipped out the next day. And if I need to, um, what am I trying to say? Like a quick ship. But for most of us, we have an open house. We don't have 2 weeks or a week and a half to wait for those to get sent out in the mail. Does that make sense? All right. So next up is, oh, I hate when that happens. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second here. Sometimes I hit the wrong thing on my track and it blows up my screen. So we did social media, and we're still going to get to Instagram Reels, stories, and TikTok in a minute. We did social media. We did the farm. Now we're going to do our database. All right. We're going to do our database. We have an e-flyer. This e-flyer is gorgeous. This e-flyer is going to get clicks. We can generate seller leads, because here, the e-flyer, we're letting our database know that we're having an open house on Sunday, in this case from 12 to 4. All of these links automatically link out to our property website. So again, there's no training on how to do all of this. It's done for you. Everything here is, there was no pre-setup here. This is just done for you. So for all of you, this e-flyer is just ready to go. Now you've got 2 options. You can send it through Listings to Leads, or you can send it from your CRM. They're both easy and should be done in 5 seconds. To send it through Listings to Leads, click Send Now. Select the list that you want to send it to. I would send it to all of my leads. I want my seller leads to know that I'm doing an open house. Why? Because I want my seller leads to understand that I'm an active agent that goes above and beyond what most agents do. I want my seller leads to know that I am active in the market. And of course, I want my buyer leads to know. So I would send this to all of my leads. And for an open house, I would send that specifically without adding a lot of other things to it. Now, we do have, and if somebody wants to remind me a little bit later, on the main listings page, there's a tab called More Tools. If I click that tab for More Tools, there is a combined email where, for example, if you're a team and you got 3 or 4 open houses, or you want to send your open houses with your just solds, right, for whatever reason, you can actually do that super, super easy. And if we have time, I'll show you that a little bit later. But so sending it through Listings to Leads, super easy. If I want to send it through my own CRM, so Bold, Lofty, whatever, the easiest way to do it, just kind of click somewhere in here and just select all and copy. So it's like Command A, Command C, just that way everything is highlighted and I've copied it. Go to your CRM, right? So you're going to go to where you're going to send out an email blast and just paste it. Don't even worry about copy code. Look at that. That's gorgeous. All the links are going to work. It's going to look beautiful. I got my Listings to Lead signature. And I tell you, it is crazy how many people I'm talking to that email me that are using their Listings to Lead signature. So if you're not using your Listings to Lead signature yet, they're using it in Lofty. They're using it in Sierra. They're using it in Follow Up Boss. They're using it in Gmail. So get into the mastermind group if you have questions on how to use this. But that signature, it links to the home value landing page and the client review website. You can customize it. It's your colors, your logo. But, right, so that's going to link to the property website. This is going to link to that home value landing page. It looks absolutely beautiful. Give yourself a subject line, whatever you think would work best for your. Now, one thing I don't do, I don't put the date. So I put the day, Sunday, Saturday, right? Saturday and Sunday. And I put the time. I don't like to put the date, because if they, for example, see the email after the open house is done and there's a date there, they're going to just delete it. But if it just said Sunday 1 to 4 p.m., they're going to be more likely to look at it again and click the link, get to my property website so that I can engage them a lot better. So just a little tip there. I don't ever put the date. I just put Saturday, Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, and the time like that. All right. So that was sending that out through our own CRM. And then there's a call script. So as salespeople, which we all are, we want to have conversations. And so again, an open house is one of the best things. Obviously, my two favorite are obviously when your listing goes into contract as either the listing or the selling agent, you should be marketing that with listings to leads. When the listing is sold, beautiful. Oh my God, right? It's just an amazing opportunity to engage, especially seller leads. But an open house would be a close number 3, because again, we're active in the market. We're going to be physically present. And so I want to call through my database and let them know. And I would call some of my seller leads, maybe that are, obviously we did this, if we did the circle prospecting, right? But if we didn't, I know most of you are not going to do that. So the next best thing is I would call through my database and find all the people, especially for all the homeowners that are in that area. And I would just call them up and say, hey, this is Scott at XYZ Realty. We're having an open house on Sunday at 15 Ambient Way, right near you. And I just wanted to make sure that if you're around, that I would love to have you come by. We're going to have, some catering there, whatever, right? Whatever you're doing, but we want to let our seller leads, the homeowners in the area. And of course, if you got any buyer leads, call and invite them as well. Because even if the house is not perfect for them, we want to be perfect for them, right? We want to be perfect for them. And the best way for us to be perfect for these people is to be there for them, to be able to add value to them, and for them to know what the hell we're up to. All right. And again, an open house is just phenomenal. All right. Anita says, what do you recommend to promote an open house in resort market? Yeah, get into the mastermind group, Anita. That would just blow out the entire webinar. So I would get into the mastermind group and ask that question and maybe get other people. We have a lot of people from Florida, a lot of people from South Carolina, Southern California. So yeah, get into the mastermind group with that question. Great question, but get into the mastermind group and I'll be sure to comment there on that as well. So regardless, call through some of people in your database. Next up, short form video script. Great video script. So we did the ad earlier. That was the first thing we did. We did the social media post. We're going to talk through the Instagram Reels, Stories, and TikTok with using images and videos of the property. But here, this is you. So if you are, for example, Richard, right? It's you're borrowing a listing. Great. Go to that listing, stand in front of it. You could do a green screen, but it's just easier. Go to the property, right? Maybe early, mid-afternoon, maybe let the listing agent know, hey, I'm going to be going to the property and I'm going to film a quick little video for Instagram standing in front of the property. If you feel it would be appropriate to let the owners know I'll be there. I'm going to try to get there between 1:30 and 2 so that we can get as many people there as possible, right? Always present this as a benefit. And if you're the listing agent, again, I would let the homeowners know, hey, I'm going to be coming. I'm going to stop by. I won't be bothering you. I'm just going to be out front for a few minutes. So if you happen to be driving by or you look out your window and you see me there, you'll know why. I'm not going to, there's no need to, bother you. I'll probably be there for about 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm going to be recording a video to post to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and to Facebook promoting the open house. It is a phenomenal script. All right, so I'm going to role play it here briefly. Hey, everybody in Folsom, want to let you know that we're having an open house at 15 Ambient Way in Folsom from 1 to 4 or 12 to 4 here in this case on the 26th. You can get all the photos and details by texting 1006 to 25678 or DM comment below. This is a beautiful home on a corner lot with an updated kitchen and a beautiful park-like backyard, close to shopping. It's got a park right around the corner and hiking trails. And if you like biking, the trails are both for hiking and biking. They're beautiful. Now, if you live in the area, when this home is sold, it will affect your home value. So I would love for you to go ahead and go to california.freehomevalues.net or text the number above and you can get your home value there as well. All right. I think you're going to like what you see, and then sign off. Beautiful little script putting us in front of more people for absolutely free. So get that script, do that script. Okay. You can download it. You can send it to yourself. So if you're on a laptop like I am right now, I can send it to myself and then open it up on my phone. Hey, if you feel the need to put that in a teleprompter app, go for it, but I don't think you need to. You're just introducing yourself. You're stating the address and the time of the open house. If you've got the text code with listings to leads or maybe another service, I would mention that and then say, or DM me or comment below for more information, because you can send them the link to the property website. Give a little, not too long, but 2 to 3 or 4 sentences about the property. If it's catered, I would mention that. All right. And then I would move to about the fact that if you live nearby this property, when this property is sold, it will change local home values. So, because here's the deal. Remember, at the property website, there was the lead form to get your free home value. So if I send that text, all right, I send that text and I get the mobile responsive single property website, the mobile responsive virtual tour. Even on my phone, I can still get my home value. So they don't need to go to here. They can just text 1006 to 25678 to get more information about this property and to get your home value estimate for free and see what your new home value will be. So let's do these videos. They're free. Everybody likes free. Now, let's talk about a few things related to that open house. I would, let me see where I got them. Give me a second here. I always feel like I'm trying to do a magic trick when I start looking for this. If it's your listing, and even if it's not, if it's your listing, get this on the yard sign right now. Go to your association, buy one of these from your association. They're probably less than $10, and I would get that on my yard sign. Why? Because I want all the neighbors, when they're walking by, when they're driving by, I want them to know that we're having an open house. The next thing I'll do while you're there, go ahead, and this is in the hosting presentation stuff. Get a plastic acrylic flyer box, and you're going to want these for the open house itself as well. And I would put some listing flyers in on my yard sign. And I got one more thing. I got 2 more things for the yard sign for you, but I want these listing flyers for my open house, and I want these on that yard sign. I always want these on the yard sign. Just listed, active, open house, pending. If you can do just sold, great. Probably you can't though. But I want these listing flyers on my yard sign. Why? Because they are mini lead gen opportunities. These are like little lead gen firecrackers. There's a QR code that goes to the property website. There's the text code that people can text. There's the URL that people can go to. But they're going to scan the QR code or go to the text. But why do we have the URL there? We have the URL because that domain is awesome. 15 Ambient Way, that's the street address, 15 Ambient Way .thebestlisting.com. What do you think a neighbor is going to think, right? When that neighbor picks up this flyer and they see that domain, that's just like a beautiful little note in their head about how you are as a listing agent. So I want to make sure that I get these listing flyers. And plus, nobody else has open house. Nobody else probably has listing flyers, and nobody else probably has the sign writer. So we want to make sure, right, if you got the text IVR with listings to leads, that you get this on your yard sign. I'm going to show you a little bit later what your yard sign should look like, but imagine you got your frame. So you got your vertical and you got the horizontal. I want open house above the arm. I want this right here below the arm above my main board. And then I want the acrylic flyer box with the open house flyers in it on the yard sign as well. Now, when I go into the open house, I'm going to pull those flyers off the yard sign and either use them inside of the open house or just take them out, because I don't want people coming to the open house, grabbing a flyer and leaving and never coming inside. I want them to come inside. So I will take the flyers, and this came to me from another client. I'll take the flyers off the yard sign and either use them for my open house, or, I probably already brought the open house flyers with me, and then I'll put them back on the yard sign afterwards. That makes sense? All right. Let's get back to the open house sign-in form. So we have got other better uses for your tablet or laptop than a sign-in form. Believe it or not, we do. We did a survey in the mastermind group, and the print version, and I tell you, a lot of top agents will use the print version. And when you see our open house mastery, where we talk about how to host that open house, I tell you to use the print version. It's just more elegant, more sophisticated, a little bit, what's the word? And I think, and agents tell me people like it better as well. You may not want people, with their little fingers all over your tablet or laptop, clicking through, but I will show you both. And they're fully customizable. All the questions are customizable, right? Your colors. There's a QR code they can scan, or they just tap. The order of questions is changeable. You can turn them on or off. You can customize them. You can add new ones. Realtor's name. So this is a little funny aside. Sometimes people are just going to put your name in here. So sometimes people are going to look at you, or they're going to look over here at the flyer, and they're going to put your name here. That's because they don't have an agent. It's funny. It's kind of funny, but if people put your name, it more than likely means they don't have an agent. So now if they put, obviously, an agent's name, and you'll probably know who it is, or if not, it doesn't matter, but they put somebody else's name, then, that's going to be who their agent is. But a lot of times you're going to find people putting your name or checking that. Hit continue. Now, here's the cool thing. Even if you use the print version, later come back here, add them to the online version, because they are going to get a copy of the PDF guide, again, branded to you, your colors, your logo, your picture, 6 things to check before buying a home. Right there. Send me 6 things to check before buying a home guide. Right? Email, phone, and or email, name, phone, and email. Again, all customizable. Submit, and they will get a email with the link to the single property website with that image, very similar to the Facebook lead ad, and then a link to that particular guide. There is a print version. So here's the print version. And when you go through our open house mastery on how to host that open house, we talk about having clipboards, and on the clipboard, and again, this is all in the PDF. It's in the presentation, so you don't need to memorize this. It's all in our training. It's when I clicked marketing calendar presentations for open house, on the clipboard, you're going to want to have this, a Chat GPT summary, or your favorite AI summary for the neighborhood, and the listing flyer. So you're gonna have clipboards, And you're going to see, I'm going to show you some examples here of other people and how they do it in a few minutes. So notice right here, all the questions. I can turn them on or off. I can delete. I can ask new questions. Check this out. Short answer, paragraph, checkboxes, radio buttons, or drop down. So a lot of different options. So check that out. Again, don't overcomplicate this. Don't overcomplicate this. Keep it easy. So any questions on anything that we've done so far? I see it's 12 o'clock. I apologize for going over, but I probably got about 10 more minutes. Hopefully you can stick with me because we got some great stuff still. I'm going to go back to the open house overview. I'm going to click on step-by-step guide. This will take us to the same page, listingsleads.com/open house. So it's going to take me here. And we're going to look at the Instagram stories and TikTok. So check this out. If I scroll down, this is a summary of everything we just did. It's as if I was sitting next to you and I was walking you through how to do it. So I walk you through the Facebook and Instagram ads, right? That was the very first thing that we did. Automate follow-up. Very important. We want to make sure our follow-up is automated, right? Social media post. So I think you recognize all of this as what we were doing to market that open house. But this was not in there. This will be in the new system going live next week or shortly thereafter. We're building this into the new system after we go live. But check this out. And I've got training on how to do this if you don't know how. Super easy. You can use video clips, you can use images, but what we're trying to do here is to use links and polls to engage our audience on Instagram and TikTok. So check this out. I got some great examples here. And even though this is for open house, this is great for just listed, coming soon, pending, just sold. I've got examples for all of these in different trainings. But check this out. Open house in Granite Bay. It's just my photo template. It's an image, but I'll show you some video examples as well. View photos, details, and more. So this is an Instagram story. And I can just tap visit link and the property website comes up. Now, the beautiful thing with Listings to Leads is, and I've got a 7-day roadmap for you, or 7-day blueprint, whatever you want to call it, a 7-day calendar for you to use. That's got what part of the house to use, what link to use, and what your poll should be. And I'm going to give you that link here in a minute. And check out that poll. Looking to buy a home in the next 12 months? Yes, send me the home buying guide. No, I need to sell my home. And I got about 3 or 4 examples here. So in this example, there's a link, right? Open house. Get the guide, 6 things to check before buying a home. And boom. Now they can download my guide, 6 things to check before buying a home. I'm going to put my 3 to 6 months or, whatever, download. So I can download the guide right from Instagram. And there's a poll. Is this kitchen your vibe? Yes, we'll cook there every night. I'd make a few upgrades. I need to sell my home. I've got a calendar for you, which image, link, and poll to use every day of the week for open house. So here's just a little video clip. Again, this is where you don't need to overthink it. You don't need to use like an AI generated image. I don't need to overcomplicate and be in it and produce. No, you can just do a little pan and zoom in front of the house. And you can do this if you're the selling agent. If you're borrowing the listing, I would go grab a couple of little photos like this of the front of the house that you can use. Link back to the property website. Can you see yourself living here? So I got another poll. And then here I've got another little video clip of the inside of the house. Free ultimate guide to buying a home download. And again, right from my phone, I'm on Instagram. What's your time frame to buy? I'm just dreaming. Download the guide. And here's my poll. How would you use this space? Right? Movie nights and family, entertaining, and I want to sell my house. So, and click here. What is this one? Let me see. Oh, that's to the video on how to do this. And some more links for training here if you need them. All right. So, and the calendar, if you scroll down, so again at listingstoleads.com/open house, here's what your yard sign should look like. So again, open house, sign writer, right? Text to, and then you want your main yard sign. Now, for those of you that want to do this, it's getting dark at 7:00. Very soon, it's going to be dark at 6, and then it's going to be dark at 5:00. Like, when does daylight savings must end? Like, when does daylight savings even end? Is it coming? It's got to be soon at some point. And this came to me from a client that sellers love this. Not that you need this to win a listing presentation, because when you've got listings to leads and you've got the 100-point home marketing plan, right? The same thing as this, but it just doesn't say expired. It just says 100-point home marketing plan. Having a light and to be able to tell the homeowner in a listing presentation, but also it's going to help you generate more leads, because as within a week or two, it's going to be dark like at 6:00 and then 5:00. So half the day it's dark outside. And so that means our yard sign isn't able to really work for us the way we want it to. So you can buy this light and it's solar powered, and I guess it works great. I've never used it, but I've had a few clients use it. One in particular who just absolutely loves it. And then you can see there an example of the flyer box. So open house. At a minimum, we want open house, sign writer, text to, and the flyer box. That's a minimum. If you can swing by, or if you can swing it to get a light, I think that would be a great investment as well. All right. Let's go back and just look at a couple of posts here in the mastermind group. One is, and these are all bumped to the top. So if you go to our mastermind group, you're going to find all of these posts right near the top. This one right here, it's a Canva link, and it is to a page. And what you can do is you can go to file, either make a copy. So make a copy of this to your Canva account, and then you can edit this image and swap out with an image of your property. And really, there's really nothing else you need to change. And it says, welcome to the open house. Your visit is important to us. The seller has respectfully requested that all visitors sign in for security purposes. By signing in, you will receive a digital copy of the property flyer, which is the property website, a link to the property website, a free guide, 6 things to check before buying a home, because you're going to add them to the, if they sign in on the online form, they'll get it right away. If they use a print version and you add them later, then they'll get it then. And then we have a financing worksheet and options. So if you're going to do an open house, maybe get a rate sheet from your lender partner would be good. So that is in the mastermind group. This is also in the mastermind group. So a couple of, let's see, that's what we were just looking at. And these are just some ideas. Kind of cool. This video, oh my God. This video. So do you remember I said earlier about we've got a better use case for your tablet or laptop than having people sign in? This video, all right? We have had clients tell us that this video stops homeowners in their tracks, stops neighbors in their tracks. This is the 100-point home marketing plan, but it's a 5-minute video. It's a commercial for you. This is ridiculous. Let me show you where to find it. And you can play it from within Listings to Leads. So if you don't have a chance to download it, if I go to Media Library, so in Listings to Leads, Media Library, and now it's right here, but we're adding things all the time. So you see that little search box right there, the search media? Just type in 100 and search. So 100 and 100-point home marketing plan. There's a vertical version for your TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, which I would obviously recommend that you download that. So click it and notice I can download this video. Let me just play like 5 seconds for you. So this is meant for, like I said, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. So this is the vertical version, but during the open house. So you got 3 ways of using this one. So right here, the middle one, notice it says YouTube long. I actually downloaded this and I uploaded it to my YouTube channel with a great description because I want people, when they're on my YouTube channel, to see this video. So you can download it from your Listings to Leads account, then you can upload it to YouTube. It's phenomenal. You can also just play it right here or from your YouTube channel on a tablet, on a laptop. And we've even had clients that will, usually if you're the listing agent, if you're a showing agent, just play it off your tablet or laptop. But if you're the listing agent, you might ask the homeowner if they would bring up YouTube and actually send them a link to this video for them to bring it up for you. And when they ask you why, or I would mention it to them, I would say, I want to play this video during the open house because there will be neighbors coming by. And some of the neighbors are going to know people, and I want to make sure that we engage your neighbors as best as possible. And I would tell the homeowner, 30 to 50% of the buyers have a home to sell. So if I can engage them about selling their home, then I can get them into your home better, right? I can better represent you in selling your home to a buyer when they have a home to sell versus that buyer getting another listing agent who doesn't know your home as well as I do. So it is good for me to generate seller leads at the open house that I'm holding open for you, because again, 30 to 50% of these people are going to have a home to sell, and it is better for you that I engage with them versus another listing agent. Everybody get how that works? So play this video. This is the video version of, and I'm going to show you next where to find this. Now, one more thing. I said next, I forgot. I got one more thing to show you. You see that flyer right there? And there's that flyer right there. And let me see, give it a second here. There might be another flyer. All right, not that one. If we don't see it, all right, there's those clipboards like I was telling you about. There's the open house sign-in forms on them. We got a little bit of food and drinks, right? Catered open house. We're printing up the 100-point home marketing plan on a thermal binder. You can do a spiral binder. So I'm going to be showing where that presentation is here in a second. But let me see. That's the video. That was that. Here we go. So here was another client. You see this right here? And this is in the Open House Mastery PDF. Those PDF guides in your account, they've all got a print flyer. And this is, I need to get this one here. Have some of the guides at your open house, yours or borrowed, right? Whether it's your listing or a borrowed listing, you want to use a couple of the print flyers for it. I would recommend 1 to 2 buyer guides, 1 to 2 seller guides. So I'm going to show you where the 100-point home marketing plan is, and then I'm going to show you where those guides are, and then we're going to be done. So for the 100-point home marketing plan, go to listings, listing presentation, right there on the listing dashboard, listing presentation print. Now, There is a flip book. If you want to look at the flip book, you can look at that. But when I click download, and you can have a flip book open on a tablet or laptop as well, I can select which listing I want to populate, or I can just use the default. I actually selected a listing. I'm going to click download, and it's going to download. So this is the general one. Now you can create these for specific properties where every image is of the homeowner's home. So we got the introduction, we create a marketing plan, right? All the marketing that we do. And so what some clients will do is they'll print this, either spiral bind it, thermal bind it, and it's not as nice a quality as this. It's just not. Like the one that we provide you is definitely a much higher quality. This is phenomenal regardless. This is so good. So the great use case for this is I would print this up and, minimally staple it and put it in maybe like a $1 binder from the dollar store so that it sits there. It can sit there at your open house. And imagine you got the video playing and you've got this printed up at your office, printed up at home. And that way, when those neighbors are walking through, they can take a look at your listing presentation. Now, I've even had some people, check this out. I've even had some people see this listing right here, listing presentation. So if you're the listing agent, even if you're not, when you have a listing presentation, hopefully you're adding it to your account as status listing presentation. And what that will do is it creates that PDF and that flip book where every image in here is of the homeowner's home. It's got their name on it, right? Ian Klasinski, 1200 Riley Street. So their name and email is right there, or their name and address is right there. That's your picture, your logo, your colors, their home. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And every image in here is of their home. So as they're going through this, and so if you got this, if you use this to get the listing, I would bring a copy of this with me to the open house. And that way the homeowners coming through can actually see the home they are in, but it doesn't matter. Again, I don't want you overcomplicating it. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be. Use the one from your account if you don't have this one. But if you've got this one, you might consider using it. Because again, 30 to 50% of people coming through the open house have a home. To not fire on all cylinders, to engage, to impress, to knock their socks off, it's just wasted time. You're just wasting time. You're wasting opportunity. You're essentially losing money if you're not doing this. Now, I showed you the guides, right? The PDF guides. And I showed you that picture of the print flyer and the acrylic flyer holder. Let me just show you one of them so you will know where to go later. And we are recording this. This will be available on our YouTube channel. And I recommended print up one or two for buyers. Obviously, buyers are coming through the open house. Sensibly 100% of the people coming through or close to it will be potential home buyers. And then about half of them will be potential home sellers. So we got buyer guides and seller guides right here. You can toggle back and forth. And then, for example, maybe you're in a single story home. Maybe it's primary on the, single story with primary on the first floor, obviously. And if I go to marketing tools and print flyer, we got 6 different versions. We got 3 horizontal, 3 vertical. We got JPEG or PDF. Just PDF is JPEG is mostly for sending it to some printers want a JPEG, some want a PDF. So it just depends. But check that out. If you want, go ahead and scan that QR code right now on your phone. And so similar to what we were looking at a little bit earlier, right? Have a few of these, put one in the kitchen, one in the living room, maybe one in the back patio, maybe the primary bedroom, or in this case, a primary bath. And imagine you're a homeowner, imagine you're a neighbor, and you're walking through an open house that's set up the way we've been talking about. I mean, that's how I showed you, a listing appointment from the open house. Let me find that post. Maybe I deleted it. I closed it already. But there we go. A listing appointment. This is a straight up screenshot. I did an open house today, 3 buyer leads, and one of the buyer leads was also the listing appointment from the open house. Why? Because he came prepared. He came prepared to be able to speak to and engage homeowners with stuff that creates conversations by printing up that 100-point home marketing plan, by having a video, by having a couple of print. And these are all things that you can set up ahead of time. These are things that you can do starting today to prepare so that when you get to your open house Saturday or Sunday this week, you've got all this dialed in. You got it all ready. You've already got it on the laptop. You already got the video on your tablet. All right. You've already got this printed up. You've already got the print flyer in the acrylic holders. So you're just going to go to the open house, boom, bada bing, you got it all set up, you're good to go. And you're going to have the best open house of your career. You're going to stand out from every single other agent in your area that is just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, wondering why they just wasted 3 hours. All right. So any questions before I let you all go? Thank you for hanging out extra long with me. Open house is kind of hard to get done in 1 hour. So again, thank you. And again, go to the mastermind group. All of these postings I was sharing with you are near the top of the mastermind group, including the one of the ad and how that lead form works. Have you all already subscribed to this service? Yeah, Grace, most people are clients. Not everybody, but I think most people are probably. And I will give you this link. So if you want to sign up, if you're not a client, go ahead and sign up for a free trial, 14-day free trial. There is a get started wizard, like it'll literally just walk you through the setup. So upload your logo, your picture, put your company name, select your colors. If you want to select your font, you can select your font, connect your social media accounts. It literally takes 5 minutes. And I have had clients, or I've seen people, client, whatever. I've seen people sign up and generate leads within an hour of signing up. All right, 5 minutes to sign up, 5 minutes to go through the wizard. They do the ad, right? We walk through doing the ad. I mean, it's so easy. If you want to sign up for the AI text, you can do that as well. And, have the ad done in 60 seconds. And then Facebook gets that thing live. And within an hour of signing up, you are absolutely generating leads. Monica. Yes, because of the shift. I'm starting to get folks who even, Monica, I mean, I would just try a different neighborhood then. You say high traffic area, and the market's the market, right? There's nothing that we can do with the market. I might, and I tell this to people all the time, when I go through, and let me bring this up right here for you. So I'm going to go door knocking. I'm going to have the nearby homeowner letter. And, I'm going to be friendly. I'm going to make sure I look professional. All that great stuff. So, again, if I go market listing, nearby homeowner letter. So I'm going to go door knocking with the letter. I'm going to print up a copy of this. We walk through where that is. It's under listing presentation print. And, especially here's the deal. And sometimes people don't kind of think it through. You can only hold an open house so many times at the same listing. So Monica, you're almost kind of saying, you used to have high traffic, Yeah. So if Monica, the way you're saying that, it kind of sounds like this might be the second or third or even fourth time you've had an open house at the same place. What I found from most people is by the time you get to the third open house of the same listing, it's just dead in the water at that point. Usually you can do a couple of open houses for a listing or a couple of weekends. Like you might do, and I know people, they do 3-day open houses, right? They do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the same property. So you could do that twice. But by the time you do a third open house or a third set of open houses for a listing or for a property, it's played out. I mean, everyone that wanted to see it, they've already come through. So even if it's your listing, Monica, and it sounds like it probably is, I would just find another listing to hold open. All right. Again, use the presentation open house mastery marketing calendar. And for all of you, you're going to have questions. Where was this? What was this? Yada, yada, yada. Go to the mastermind group. Ask a question. It's free to ask questions. There's a lot of people will pop in and help you out, get you pointed in the right direction. What I don't want you doing is wasting your time. I see people do this all the time. They'll sit there for 20 minutes, knocking their head against the wall when you could have gone to the mastermind group, ask a quick question, let somebody or even myself answer it for you and get you on to where you need to be at. But in here, I walk you through how to select I don't want to say the best, but a good property to hold open, even when you've already got other listings. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Walking for some folks are resistant this side. Yeah. Yeah. Monica. Yeah. Right. I mean, it's funny because my wife is a mortgage broker and she's got some realtor partners and she'll run ads for different listings. And so in fact, for who was here from Oroville, you're not too far from Sutter. So she was running a listing ad up in Sutter for an agent. And then she was also running an ad in Cameron Park for another agent. And it was you could almost tell if you didn't know, and of course you knew, but if you didn't know which listing the lead came from, you could almost tell which one they came from because of just the way they asked questions and talked, whatever, you know what I mean? And demographically, they're both almost the same, but Sutter, California is way rural. It's up north, about 45 minutes, like near Yuba City. I don't think anybody here is going to know unless you live here, but it's a really, really, really tiny little town. And then Cameron Park, it's not urban, but it's just outside of Folsom, which is just outside of Sacramento, right next to El Dorado Hills. So it's definitely, parts of Cameron Park are very rural, but then a lot of people from more people from Cameron Park would go into Sacramento than people from Sutter. So Sutter is just more rural. And so anyways, what I was getting to, Monica, with you was, yeah, I mean, different homes, even in the same city, can have different profiles. So I would just try to find, bounce around different neighborhoods until you find an area that performs better, right? So, anyways, Aaron, thank you. All right, Monica. All right, thanks. Can I hang out for a few minutes and answer? I grew up in Santa Rosa. Yeah. I lived in San Francisco for 20 years. Noe Valley, Telegraph Hill, Russian Hill, not far from Polk Street. So yeah, Santa Rosa, right? Definitely. I know Santa Rosa somewhat, not too well, but I know it. Beautiful. I mean, oh my God, that all of Marin County is just gorgeous. Oh, Diane, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If we're not going to be enthusiastic, what are we doing? Right? But either we can bring the energy, or we can just be a bump on the log. So I appreciate all of you being with me here. So yeah, let me know anything I can answer, any questions I can help with before I let you all go. And I'm just going to do an ad one more time. I mean, it's ridiculously easy because I know some of you may have thought, like, what the heck did he do? Again, open house, market listing, All right, so I'm in the overview, Facebook and Instagram ad. And there we go. So location's going to autofill. Just leave it. All right. Don't start adding to it. If you're in Santa Rosa, you're going to get all of San Francisco in there. It's 15-mile radius. So don't leave it alone. Lifetime budget. This is the only thing I would for sure change, because if I'm going to be at an open house, I want to spend a little bit more money if I've got it. If you don't, then just go with 35. Start and end date for 1 week. As long as this, don't worry about the text, right? Save your energy for something else. As long as your images and your template look good, or if you want to change the template, add a video, wonderful. Create ad, and that's all you have to do. If you want to sign up for the AI text follow-up service, you'll be able to on the next page. There will be an option, and I love it. I mean, the AI text follow-up is phenomenal. You may have it with your CRM. If you do, great. I will show you, since there's still some people, there's still people on the call with us. Let's go to profile, and I will show you where to connect your CRM right here. So I went to profile CRM, and whether it's Bold Trail, Lofty, Follow Up Boss, right? Line Desk, Real Geeks, Sierra, Wise Agent, Top Producer. Who uses Top Producer? Anybody? Do the ads do number? Yeah. Yeah, let me show you. So I made this post in the mastermind group. So this should be near the top. And Anita, let me know if this answers your question. So the ad I just did, it's going to look a lot like this. So it's going to have that template or whatever image that you upload, or even a video, right? So this could be a video, custom image, a template from us. So this is what it's going to kind of look like. Now, your colors, your text, right? Whatever it is that you do. Oh, hashtags. Yeah. Yeah, you can add hashtags for sure. Definitely. In fact, I believe we do some. Let me see. If I go to listing, now I may have taken mine out. So what yours looks like versus mine may be a little bit different, because I've had this account for 15 years now. And if I go to, again, my open house, market listing, Facebook ad. Yeah, I probably have customized mine out. So if you don't have hashtags in here by default, you can definitely add them. Yeah. Does the system not auto-populate? Not auto-populate what? Hashtags? At some point, we may have taken them out, because I know hashtags are a lot less relevant nowadays for most platforms. Like if you use hashtags on X, they laugh at you. TikTok and Instagram, I know they're good for. So yeah, they may auto-populate. Give us support. I just don't know. I just don't know if they do or not anymore. Unfortunately, I don't know every tiny little thing anymore. There are some of the things in our system that I've forgotten about, but our support team can definitely help you out with that as needed. All right. Any other questions? We have good people on the call. So any other questions from anybody? Make sure you like. The last thing I'm going to mention is, don't forget your affiliate link. The other day, somebody signed up right here, affiliate link. Somebody signs up, and you answer like, how did you hear about us or whatever, and they put another agent's name, but they didn't use in fact, yesterday, it happened again yesterday. An agent signs up, puts down another agent referred her to us, and she didn't use the affiliate link. I'm like, what the heck? So if you're gonna, share listings to leads, you can just take that link, right? Your referral link, copy link, and just give it to somebody. We do have a few marketing invites. So there's an email that you can copy and send. I can post it to social media, right? Share on social media. There's a print flyer if you are a trainer. You're doing a lunch. If you're a lender doing a lunch and learn, this can be great. You just take your, excuse me. You can just take your link and drop it on Facebook or put it in a messenger to your, agent friend in another area, whatever you're doing. So any pointers? Yeah, man, right? 90 days old. Price reduction. I mean, I hate to say it, but you're 90 days. I might do, no, I don't want to do like new professional photos. That's another, what, $400 to $500 that I don't have because I haven't got the home sold. So if I can get the seller to pay for it, which I probably can't, but if I can, I might take some new photos. And Latrice, do some Instagram stories and TikToks, right? Just do some vertical videos. In fact, let me show you here. If we go back to, so if you go to listingsleads.com/open house, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but if you go here, right, we reviewed this earlier, right? We were going through this a little bit earlier in this call, right? We looked at the open house sign or the yard sign. But if you go more to the bottom, there's that video, right? We're talking about the video to play that at the open house. Engage visitors with the buyer and seller guide. So there's that. And if there's a lot of great stuff right here. But right here, the daily open house marketing calendar. And right here. Now, I'll give you this link right now. I'll put this in the chat. Instagram, TikTok, open house campaign, Monday through Sunday. Click here. So here, we were at this link a little earlier. Yeah. But check this out. I guess it's only really 5 days. But you can do this with, it doesn't have to be an open house. You can do this with any listing. So I would do 5 days in a row. The front of the house, it could be an image or it could be a little video clip. And we give you a poll question. And we give you the link to use. So in this case, Monday, we're going to do the front of the house. We got the poll question. And then we're going to link to the property website. Tuesday, or today's already Tuesday, so we'll do the front of the house on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to do the kitchen. Again, it could be an open house. It could be a 90-day-old listing. It could be whatever. There's our poll. Here's the link. Now, I even give you a screenshot of where in Listings to Leads to go find this. So to find the PDF guide, click on PDF guide and just search for that guide and grab it. Thursday, day 3, living room. Here's your poll. Here's the link to use. And here's where to find it. Friday will be the primary bedroom or just another feature of the property that you want to highlight. Again, we got a poll. We got a link. And we show you where to find it. And then Saturday will be the backyard poll. And and this is the beautiful thing is this is free. There's no cost to this. Yeah. Thank you, Latrice. Sometimes I get talking and I forget what I'm doing. So here you go. So yeah, I would just start leaning into some of the short form videos, like some of this stuff, you in front of the property. At the end of the day, there's only so much you can do, right? You're doing great marketing. I would just, try to do little video clips, new images. Yeah. But yeah, there's that link right there. So, all right, I think we're good to go. Oh my gosh, it's almost 1:00. I got to go. I got other meetings I need to get myself to. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. If you have a chance, get to the mastermind group, get with support if you need any help. Don't forget your referral link, your affiliate link, and we'll talk to you soon.